Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a video to go over your extra review for your stats quiz tomorrow. All this can be found on my website. Please make sure you take a picture, scan all the pages, and put it on Google Classroom so you get credit for doing this. All right, here we go. Number one, which scatter plot shows the best line of fit? So remember, the line must be drawn in the middle of the dots. Okay, very, very, very important. It has to be in the middle of the dots. So the middle of the dots would be C, and it's a line, so it's got to be a straight line. Number two, what is a set of data that involves two variables? Remember, the prefix for two means by, okay? By means two, so that would be bivariate. Number three, the scatter plot shows the number of hours that students spent using social media right before a test and their test scores. The data is modeled by the function. Okay, that's your equation. You can see it has a negative slope, begins at 100. This actually should not have any arrows. No arrows because you can't have negative. Which is the best interpretation of the y-intercept? So this dot right here, that y-intercept. So 0, 100. What does that mean? So 0 time spent using social media, you get 100. So yay. So that would be choice C. Students who use social media for 0 hours, right? 0 is your X. The night before, they are most likely to score 100. So listen to that. That's pretty good. Using the scatter plot from question 3, so using this one, if you were to predict a student's test score that spends 4.5 hours, okay, so that's going to be your X. So 4.5 is going to be basically right here. Okay, so I can go up and I can go over. Would you be extrapolating or interpolating? So because of the fact that it's inside the plotted values and you can use your line of best fit, that's going to be interpolating. So inside the plotted values and can use line of best fit to get your answer. All right, moving on. Number 5, which type of association? Remember, association is also correlation. Will a trend line not, oh, careful, not be very accurate? So line obviously means must be linear. So which one would a line not be good for? And it has to be nonlinear because this has to be linear and that's not. All right, -6, which shows a negative association. So basically, remember, association again means correlation or relationship, and negative, you would look for negative slope, and the only one that has negative slope is this. Number 7, Rebecca played several games of cards with her brother. She made a scatter plot showing how many minutes each game lasted and how many points she scored. Okay, use the trend line. Remember, trend line also means line of best fit, so that's this guy right here. How many points can Rebecca expect to score if the last game lasts 25 minutes? All right, so 25 is going to be right here. Again, we're going to go up to the line, and then we're going to go over to the y-axis, and that looks like about 70. And 25, that would be interpolating, because it's inside the plotted values. All right, next page. Number 8, this scatter plot shows the numbers of hours of sleep 14 students got the night before a class presentation and their grades. Again, there should be no arrow here because you can't have negative hours sleep. Okay, outlier. What are the coordinates of the outlier? Well, that will be this one right here. The coordinates are 9 and 65. And that's because they're not near the other points. Not near the other points. Okay, number 9, what type of association? Remember, association, correlation, relationship. This have scattered all over, so that's going to mean no association. Okay, number 10. Ingrid is preparing for a half marathon by running different numbers of miles in the weeks before the race. The following scatter plot shows the number of miles that Ingrid ran and her time in 8 runs before the half marathons. Ingrid does one more run before the half marathon. She runs for 90 minutes. But how many miles will she run at this time? So this is going to be 90 minutes. It's going to be your X. So again, we're going to go up to the line, once we get to the line, go over to the y, and that is 9. And again, because it's inside the plotted values, this is interpolating. Interpolating. All right, so hopefully the interpolating, extrapolating is making a little more sense now. Okay, next page, number 11. A book club has 25 members. The scatter plot compares the number of books read to the total number of pages read for each club member. Tell whether the scatter plot appears to have a linear or nonlinear. So linear means line. Non-linear means not a line. Any clustering or outliers. I went over clustering on yesterday's review. And that just means data points grouped together, grouped close together, I guess you could say, or plotted close together, whatever you want to say like that. And identifying outliers, data values not near the other points. All right, so we got a lot going on here. So first, I think the easiest one is linear or nonlinear. Think you could tell this definitely looks like it is going to be linear. So we have linear, linear, not linear, not linear. So C is gone and D is gone. So between linear and linear. Clustering, I guess this could be considered clustering. Let's see. That appears to be clustering points between 12 and 14 books. So 12 and 14, that will be correct. Appears to be clustering between 40 and 50. 40 and 50, I don't think that's right. So this has to be. And the point near 6, 4,800, 6, 4,800 appears, yes. That is your winner. A is your winner. Okay, number 12. All right, this is our long one. So always takes us the longest. The table below represents the relationship between a student's age in years and his height in inches. Plot the data points on the scatter plot. So we have age is our X, height is our Y. We have our title. Everything is labeled. We'll just put our 0 in here. And yeah, so now we're just going to plot. Okay. So we have 7 and 48. Oh, 7 and 48. Then we have 8 and 51. 9. Let's see. 50. That's 48. 49, 51. Okay, so this is 3 apart. So we want to go, where am I going? 9 and 52. So we'll go a little bit above 51. Then 11 and 56, so a little bit below 57. 15 and 60. 15 and 60. 17 and 61, just a little bit above. And then 18 and 63, and 63 is one of our numbers. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, good. So first thing, done. Scatter plot, done. Draw your line of best fit. Now remember, you have to. So must do part, where's my equation? Equation, part E first. Okay, you have to do this first because you have to know where to start. So I'm going to skip. So must do before part B. And again, you want to use the lowest and highest X values. That's important. You don't lose the lowest and highest. No good. All right, so what do we have? Oh, this is in order. Yay. So we have our low and we have our high. Okay, so we have 7, 48 and 18, 63. All right, we're doing this a bunch the whole entire year, so you should be getting good at this now. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So m equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So 63 minus 48, and then 18 minus 7. So that's going to be 63 minus 48 is going to be 15. And then 18 minus 7 will be 11. And if we do 15 divided by 11, it says nearest hundredth. Remember, tenths, hundredths. So what does the 3 do to the 6? It doesn't do anything at all. It leaves it alone. 1.36. And again, it makes sense this is positive because I hope you can see that this is a positive correlation. All right, y-intercept. So be consistent. Use that first coordinate. and use our slope. So y equals mx plus b. 48 equals 1.36 times 7. Okay, let's see. 1.36 times 7 is 9.52. So 48 equals 9.52 plus b. I want to move this over here. So subtract 9.52 on both sides. So 48 minus 9.52 is 38.48. 38.48. All right, so now you have the pieces to the puzzle. You can go ahead and create your equation. So 1.36x and 38.48. Now again, you need this. You need this because you have to know where to start. So start here. Okay, so now I can actually draw my line of best fit now because now I have my equation. So you're going to start at 38.48. So 38. All right, so this one's going to be in my break. Remember, this is called a break. It allows you to skip the numbers, and that's okay. So it's going to be a little bit closer to the 45. Remember, you always want to try and get to the best of your ability all of the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think just around there. You want to get your line in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, remember, no arrow on this side. No arrow, no negative age or height. No negative age or height. Okay, once we have that, please make sure you put your equation on the line. Okay, you don't want to lose any silly points after you do all this beautiful work and you do not put your equation on the line. Okay, so now that we have that, so part A is done, part B is done, and part E is done. What type of relationship? Remember, relationship means correlation and association. So I think you could definitely tell, especially from our line, this is going to be positive. So as age increases, height increases. So positive, as the age increases, the height increases. Okay, now it says use your line. It doesn't say use your equation, so use your line. Determine the student's height at 12 years old. So this has to be interpolating. It has to be inside the plotted values if we are going to be able to use our line. And it is. So go up, and we're going to go over. Let's see, maybe like 56-ish, maybe a little less. 56 inches. Use your equation. Okay, now we're going to actually use the equation that we just came up with. So 1.36x plus 38.48. Determine the student's height at 12 years. So maybe let's see if the thing is here. But now we're going to get the exact amount. Remember, we just kind of approximated where we think it was. When you use your line of best fit, you get the actual number. So multiply those. 1.36 times 12 is going to get us 16.32. And we're going to add 38.48 to that, and we're going to get 54.8. So about 54.8 inches. So what did we get? We got, all right, pretty close, I guess. This is about 55, 56. I guess if I would have, made the line maybe a little bit lower, maybe we would have had a better, but it is definitely close enough. Not like this is, 75 and this is 56. So I think that is good enough. So let's make sure we have everything plotted. We have our arrow, we have our equation, we have our positive, 56. We have this. All right, I think this question is done. One more question. We know our two-way table question is always our last one. A random sample of adults aged 25 to 45 were surveyed. All right, so we want to first complete the table, then how many adults were surveyed. So let's see. I always like to do columns. I think it's easier. 28 minus 16. That's going to give us 12. Remember, when you want the totals, when you add. When you have the total, you subtract. When you want the total, you add. So this is 97, right? 3 plus 3 is 6. I can't do anything that way. That way is done. I want the total, so I add 12 plus 51 plus 3, and that's going to get me 66. And one more total, 28, 97, and 6 will get me 131. And again, this is the total surveyed, and that's why that number goes right there. Okay, relative frequency. So we want that fraction of a male who has a master's/doctoral degree to all the adults surveyed. Okay, so there's that 2. Okay, there's that 2. All the adults surveyed. That's going to be your denominator. Okay, and all means total for the table. Okay, to all the adults surveyed, this is all the adults surveyed. So that's 131. 131. All right, and now for our numerator, those that have a master's degree. So those that have a master's degree in total would be 6. So 6 out of 31, those, oh, excuse me, this is male. I apologize. A male that has a degree is 3 over a total of 31. 131, let's see, does that 3 ABC 131? No, does not reduce. So you can leave it as a fraction, because I believe you can leave it as a fraction on your final. Yeah, because it's not really a nice number anyway. So 3 over 131. So all adults surveyed is 131. A male who has a master's degree, male master's, is 3. All right, hopefully you understood this and are ready to go for your quiz. Make sure you post this on Google Classroom, all these pages, so I know you did it, you get a credit for it. Any questions at all, please reach out to me, and have a great day.